Good morning, everyone, and welcome to The Blink Conversations of Life, Love, and Gratitude. I'm your host, Tanisha Carswell, a Community Relations Coordinator with Gift of Life Michigan, MOTEP. We understand that life can happen in the blink of an eye. Here at Gift of Life Michigan, MOTEP, we want to share the stories of those impacted in the blink. This series will feature donor families, recipients, volunteers, and advocates. The Blink is designed to bring you stories of individuals and families who have been impacted by organ and tissue donation. Welcome to The Blink. Good morning again. I would like to first thank you for joining us today on The Blink. And I'd like to bring in and introduce you to Martha and Bob. On today's episode of The Blink, they will share their story about how organ and tissue donation has impacted their lives. Welcome, Martha and Bob. How are you all doing this morning?
Great.
Good. How are you?
I am doing well. I am excited to have you here and excited that you are able to share your story with everybody. Uh, I think it is important that we have these conversations because these conversations impact the lives of many others. And whether we know it or not, we are all connected to each other in some type of way. So I'd like to welcome you. I'm just going to ask you to introduce yourself and how has organ and tissue donation impacted your life?
My name's Martha Meyer. I am a kidney recipient from Bob, my cousin. And how has it impacted my life? It has given me life. Um, and I don't want to start crying, but I was thinking about that this morning. How has it impacted my life? I get to watch my grandkids grow up. I get to continue working. I get to walk my dog every day. It has given me life in every way that I wouldn't have had if I hadn't received the kidney.
Awesome. How about you, Bob?
Bob Supernaw, and I gave her my kidney, and she needed it, and I was glad to do it. It was what an opportunity to be able to do something like that. I don't know why anybody wouldn't. The amount of good feelings you get from doing something like that, are with you forever. So it's just a great thing.
So, Martha, let's hop in and talk about the relationship that you and Bob had growing up. I know that you said you all are cousins.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk a
Yep.
little bit about the relationship that you all had while you were growing up. I know cousins are often referred to as your second set of siblings.
Mm-hmm. Yep. When we were growing up, we were very close. We were at each other's houses all the time. Every Sunday for dinner, all the holidays. It just that's where our relationship was really built as we were growing up as kids. We can sit around and talk, and they are just like my sisters and brothers. We talk about getting together at the holidays and throwing olives around, things they used to do as kids, and get in trouble. And so we we were really close, and it's wonderful as adults to be able to sit around and talk about those things. And then as life went on, we kind of we didn't see each other as much, and then after we had families and were grown pretty much, or when they were older anyway, then we kind of got back to getting together and seeing each other more, and back to where we should have been all the years during that time. But it was like no time had passed. We still sit around and talk about things we used to do when we were kids. So yeah, it's a special relationship for sure.
The relationship between cousins, I mean, they are definitely your second set of siblings.
Yeah.
Some of them are your first set of siblings. My
Right.
cousins and I are
That's
two
true.
peas in the pod.
That's true.
Yeah, and when one gets in trouble, you all get in trouble. You stand up for each other. You always stuck with each other. I can just imagine the dynamic that you all had while you were growing up. Um, Bob, when you found out that Martha needed a kidney, what was the first thing that went through your mind?
Well, she sent an email out to like everybody telling the predicament and that, and I thought, well, I didn't think anything of other than, well, I got to at least see if I'm a donor or a match, and that just, I actually hoped that I would be the one, because what an opportunity. So
Right.
from there, we went to U of M to find out, and they test you and all that. Then you had to wait for the test to come back, and that's how that went on. But no, for me, I was excited, and she needed it, so it was a great opportunity.
Isn't that
Um,
awesome?
so he is, I always think donation is an amazing act. Just to be able to give somebody the gift of life is an amazing thing to do.
I get up every day and I still am amazed. It's like somebody gave me a body part, and they gave up a body part for me.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, it's just and the way it works is just miraculous. It's a miracle.
So, if you could encourage one person that is waiting for a life-saving transplant right now, what would
Mhm.
you say to them?
Don't give up. I tell everybody like I did. I sent out an email. I said, you all know that I've this has been coming on. It's coming. It's beginning getting real. I'm going to need rides. I'm going to need help. And if you want to cough up a kidney, that'd be great too. And and I actually had 12 people get tested. So
That's
unless you ask, you don't know who might be willing. You
that's
have
true.
to ask.
That's true. And Bob, if somebody is at home watching this and they are on the fence about getting tested, what would you tell them?
It was really easy. For my end, it was, you got tested. It was time consuming, maybe, because Martha didn't need it for like a year. So it took that long before everything actually fell into place where she was going to get the kidney.
Right.
But as far as going down, you go down for a day and you get tested. And then after you are the one, then you go in for more testing. I mean, that's just a day here, a day there, or whatever. And then, like I say, even when it actually happened, I was in the hospital 23 hours
Yeah.
and went home. So it was pretty simple.
Went back to work the next Wednesday.
Well, no, it was
No,
it was at Christmas, so I was off till
Oh,
after Christmas, and then I went home back right after Christmas. So we had it on the 16th of December. I think I went back, the second or third of January. So,
So, how was your recovery? It wasn't after.
well, that was the first time I'd ever actually spent the night in a hospital. So I don't know what to, equate it to, but yeah, you're going to have some pain or whatever from, the normal, but not unbearable. And like I say, when you do something like that, everybody's like walking all over themselves trying to help you out and stuff. It's like, so you're pretty pampered. So,
right.
but
I
no,
know.
I mean, like I say, in 2 weeks, I shouldn't say this, but like when I had to go down for my checkup after, I drove down there and they said, well, pretty soon you should be able to start driving the car again. And I'm thinking, okay, all right, yeah, I'll do that.
Right.
Oh, Bob.
Yeah. He's not
Uh,
a rule follower.
I see. I see. Um, so I know we talked about how close your family was. When you all were notified that Bob was going to be able to donate a kidney to you,
Mhm.
what was the reaction of your entire family?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I think everybody was so excited. I mean, he called me like 10 days before and said, well, I'm okay. And they just called me and we can do it December 16th. And I said, do you want to do it before Christmas? And he said, yeah. He said, I think we should get it done. So, so we went in, and his kids are all over the country, and they all flew in. Everybody was there the day of at U of M, and it was wonderful. Yeah, I mean, it's It's kind of crazy in a way because you really don't fully understand the impact, especially on my life. It's like, okay, I'm going to get a kidney. I'm going to get, and everybody was excited. And his whole family was all of our families were behind him 100%. His wife Joan was behind him 100% in doing this, and his kids and grandkids, and so it was just a wonderful thing.
Yeah, I know the support of family and friends and just support is extremely important, especially when it comes to immediate help that's needed after a transplant. The support of family and friends and those loved ones is needed.
Yes.
And when they step up and show you that they are there, it's a different feeling of appreciation and love. And if you could tell those people that stepped up after, not Bob, but if you could tell those people that stepped up and helped you after, what would you say to them?
For me?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't have done it. I couldn't have been by myself. I couldn't have been by myself the first couple of weeks. My daughter was here. My cousin Sandy was here. My friend Bonnie was here. I mean, I'm talking 24/7. They stayed at my house and did everything.
Really? And I know you said you had grandkids also. What have you got to do with those grandkids since the transplant? How long has it been since the transplant?
A little over 6 years.
6 years in last December.
And I know it's completely different since before and after. It's completely different feeling.
Right.
But what do you get to do with those grandkids?
Well, my youngest granddaughter was born 10 days before my transplant. Oh, wow. So it was a really busy year for our family.
It sure was.
Kind of crazy, but they were at my house Saturday and overnight to Sunday, just this past weekend, and we go out for walks, we go to the library, we play games. I wouldn't have had even the energy to do any of that, or I might not have even been here to do all of that. My older granddaughter lives with me. She's 19. She's going to college. I can provide, that for her. It's endless possibilities of living your life when you get a life-saving organ.
And
it's like I could go on and on and on and on. You know what I mean? It's just there's no end to it.
And Bob, when you go out and share your story, I know sometimes you randomly talk to a person and you say, "Oh, I gave my cousin a kidney." What's the reaction that you get from people?
Well, they're always like, "Oh, you're a hero," and I don't feel like a hero, but you get that kind of stuff, and it's like, I don't know if it's that. I mean, it just seems like something you should do. I mean, but yeah, like I say, you're pampered, and they thought you're great. You da da da. So you get all of that. So, but I guess I would have to be in the right situation where I bring it up, because it would have to be, you don't go around saying, "Hey, I donated a kidney." It's like, what do you think of that? So it has to come up in some situation, but people that know bring it up more than I bring it up. Right. So yeah,
definitely.
He's a pretty humble guy.
I believe you, except for when he drives himself to his appointment.
Yeah, I'm proud of that. Yeah.
If you could tell Bob anything in the world, what would you tell Bob?
I always thank him.
She gives me a hug every time I see her.
I bet.
I think I've already told him over and over again. It's like he's given me life. Sorry.
It's okay.
I probably wouldn't be here, and I certainly wouldn't be. I'm a home care nurse. I certainly wouldn't be able to be helping other people if it wasn't for him.
Yeah.
Love you. Sorry.
It's okay. When you said that you were a home care nurse, I think how many lives you have been able to impact because Bob
Right.
impacted your life.
Yeah, the
And
ripple. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
Let's say the ripple effect
The ripple effect.
of what he's done for me. Yeah, I mean, it's endless.
Mhm.
The possibilities are endless, and the all the good work and kindness and everything that you can give to other people. Um,
Yeah, I think oftentimes we think donation stops at the moment that person receives the transplant. But we don't oftentimes think about how that transplant and that person receiving the transplant impacts the world because of the selfless act of the donor.
right,
So not only does it trickle down to the recipient, but it trickles down to everybody that recipient touches.
right,
And all of that happens because of the donor.
right. It all starts here.
It all starts there.
Really.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
people. I don't know. I don't know how you can. I mean, you guys have done a really good job of. I mean, I used to work at a local hospital before I did home care, and I was on the hospice unit at one time, and so we dealt with gift of life. Like when somebody was dying, and we would call in, and they would ask us a whole series of questions whether the patient would, meet the criteria, and and then we would get a letter 6 months later saying yes, this patient was able to donate their eyes, their skin, and so I feel kind of like it's kind of come full circle here.
Yeah.
It's just amazing to me to be on that end of it, and now to be on this end of it. It's like it's just you guys do such amazing work.
Thank you.
And I wish that everybody could be aware of it. Everybody should have a little sticker on their license
Mm-hmm.
that says please take. I mean, they can use skin, they can use not just eyes and kidneys, I mean, but they can use people's skin, everything,
Mm-hmm.
for burn victims. And it's amazing.
Yeah.
And you're not going to use it once you're dead, so
Yeah. It's definitely life changing, life saving, life enhancing.
right,
And not only is it life saving for the recipient, but it is life saving for some of their family members. Um, it is life saving for absolutely anyone that comes in contact with the donor family, or the recipient.
right.
So, um, any closing words for today?
Mm. Well, I know Bob doesn't consider himself a hero, but he's my hero.
Yeah, I would say if anybody was out there and they were in a position where they could donate a kidney, then I wouldn't hesitate to at least check in, or at least try to get tested and let the, because U of M or is where we went. The people there are great as far as filling you in on everything that's going to go on, and they,
Mhm.
make it so you really know everything that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it was, like I say, they were great. Everything went smooth, and God, we're here still. So
Yeah, 6
all's
years
good.
later. Yep. Yep.
6 years later.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, thank you all for joining us today. And like Martha and Bob have said, if you would like to look into being a living donor, contact one of the 8 transplant centers here in the state of Michigan. But as always, join the Organ Donor Registry at golm.org.
Please.
And don't forget to check your heart. Check your heart. See if you have that heart on the bottom of your ID. It's on the front, normally where your thumb is, or close to your thumb, and check and see if you have it. If you don't have it, join the registry. Go to golm.org and join the registry. You could save lives. One person can save up to 8 lives and enhance up to 75 or more. And it's important.
Yes,
So
please.
definitely, I want to thank you all for joining us today at the Blink. And I look forward to talking to you all soon.
Thanks for
If
having us.
you are welcome, you are welcome. If there is anyone out there that is watching us today and you would like to join this conversation, feel free to email me at tcampbell, tcampbell @golm, or visit us on Volunteer Hub to sign up.